Brunch, the daily morning show where we talk about the latest topics in entertainment. I'm Brittany Jones-Cooper.
I'm Shannon Coffey.
I'm Allie Colbert.
And I'm Lucas Tim. Hi, everyone.
Hey. Hello.
We're back.
So good to see your faces after a little break. And I say we jump right in. We're going to start off the show with two of our favorite people. Queer Eye stars Tan France and Antoni Porowski are known for giving lifestyle makeovers, but now they're teaming up with Excedrin to help bring relief where it's needed the most. Today, Excedrin is launching special versions of its popular pain reliever for 3 of the most headache-inducing moments we all experience. Let's take a look.
Excedrin sees your relentless pounding headache, even if no one else can. It's why we focus only on headaches. Nothing works faster. We see your pain and what's possible without it. Excedrin Extra Strength.
Everyone, put your hands together for Queer Eye stars Tan France and Antoni Porowski.
Hello. Welcome. Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Hello. Hi. How are you? Hi. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Kisses and hugs all around.
Oh
Do I
my
get the cat in the hat?
Go get it.
Yes.
They know what a child you are. They do.
Antoni, I think I said your last name wrong. Is it Porowski?
No, you said Anthony. It's Antoni,
Antoni.
but you said the last name
Oh
correctly.
my God, can we just start over?
How do you not understand Antoni?
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. We are all
Thank you for
huge
having
fans of
us.
the show.
Thank
And we all have constant headaches all the time.
Yeah.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your partnership with Excedrin.
Go ahead.
So it started out as a conversation of, like the literal and the proverbial headache and what sort of causes it. For me as a New Yorker, I'm a big subway taker. I love taking the train. And like the worst thing ever is like when you're like rush hour and you're heading for Brooklyn and you're heading into the city and you get into the car that manages to have the air conditioning turned off. It's jam-packed with people and you're just standing there and you like, your iPhone just died, as mine does because I never have enough Mophis on me. And it's just like, it's just the worst headache for me ever.
Yeah.
When they asked us to do it, it was an easy yes, first and foremost, because I get to work with this silly boy, my best friend. And then also because we have this on set all day, every day, Excedrin, because we...
No, we actually really, we really do.
Because
Band-Aids and Excedrin.
Because we do 12-hour days a lot of the time, and we have to keep our energy up. Could you imagine this energy all day? Like, it's not easy. We love what we do, but we need to sustain that energy, and so if we usually lag around about 3 or 4 with a bad headache, so it works for us. Bad headache, Excedrin, bad
The heat in
bad
Kansas
day.
is a thing that exists as well, so it's very helpful.
And the fact that they made it specific for us, I mean, not especially for us, but the fact that one of them is called adulting. Adulting is hard.
Oh my God, it's so hard.
It is. Let's not pretend it's not a thing.
So there's one for adulting and then there's 2 other ones.
Yeah, bad date, which I don't have bad dates anymore. I've been married for a very long time, but
we
I
like
know-
to give comments on
I always have an opinion on somebody's dating life,
Yeah.
so yeah. And then commuter, and he commutes a lot.
There should be rough marriage.
There, oh, that's sad. Let's
Rough
Just to
marriage.
get you through those rough patches.
And that comes with a glass of wine.
Another thing that it's actually helped me with is I never drink water. And I know that's not the purpose of it, but like when I take one, I'm reminded that I actually have to consume water and not just iced coffees and cold brews 24/7.
Oh yeah, that would give you a huge migraine.
But they do.
I especially
Sure
love the
do.
community one, like you said, the subway. You lose a year of your life sometimes
Oh my
on the
gosh.
train. But I also like that it's available at Penn Station, right? The community one, because like that is literally the pits of hell. And I think of no better place that you need an Excedrin than Penn Station.
Penn Station is like, that's
literally.
It's so
that's a
bleak.
tough spot in New
It's
York.
like the opposite of Narnia. Like, so whatever that
Yeah.
like fantasy land, it's just like literally the worst.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is the worst place.
I'm down for commuting
absolutely.
Excedrin.
I can't wait to be on a bad day and just pull this out and be like, this, and just rip it open and
Just
have them be
leave
like,
it and do
oh,
an
no.
Irish exit.
Somebody asked, how do you get out of a bad date earlier on? And you're right, you could just hold this up and say, okay, it's time. I'm out.
I've had so many. It should be with the Tinder, like when you sign up for Tinder, you should just get a.
You get it on your table, and when you're done with the date, you pick it up and like, okay, we're done.
And we're done. So we were talking, like, who is the biggest headache on set in your guys' cast?
Whoa!
I mean, I love him more than life itself. Jonathan, you know the same thing.
I knew it.
Let me tell you what, he's like a Tasmanian devil. He's got so much energy.
Yeah.
And when you're trying to be chill for a second and he's insisting that he cradles it, I'm the smallest one.
I can be a headache too. I'm gonna bring up a quick little incident.
You are a nightmare. I just
This
didn't want
was
to be mean.
right in season 1. It was right at the beginning. It takes me a little bit of time, even though I'm up shockingly early every day. I don't sleep very much. It takes me a while to sort of like calibrate and become a normal human being and not have like resting gremlin face. And we were in the car, and Jonathan was singing a Celine Dion song, which is a national treasure. Being a Canadian, you think I would appreciate, but I hadn't had my coffee yet. And he like sang a really high note. Very well. And I just kind of like cringed because I wasn't there yet. And he reminds me to this day
Oh
Every
my
day.
God.
that it's
Every
the
day.
rudest thing that anyone in the history of the world has ever done to him.
Does he ever crash though?
Not really.
Sometimes,
I'm praying. it's
sometimes
coming
after
soon.
second dessert.
Yeah. Second dessert.
We would get
But
along.
no, I'm looking forward to that day.
It sounds like you just need a Jonathan Excedrin. Just,
Yes. I know they need a JV and Excedrin. They do.
This is our time.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah, it
This
is.
is our moment.
And you guys are so busy. So you were saying you really do use this to deal with. How do you? What are some other ways you manage stress in your life? Because you guys are just going.
Me personally, I work out
Yeah.
a lot. That's the only way I stay sane. And also, I have a really bad sweet tooth, so that keeps me feeling like I'm not the worst person. But yeah, and then I also know what I can manage, and I'm getting really comfortable saying to people, look, I can only do this amount of work each day. I can't do that appearance. I can't do that appearance. So yeah, just managing my time
I can't
better.
do that because I'm a yes man and I
You
have to
are.
make everyone happy, so I do everything and way too much of it. But what was the question?
Just how do you manage stress? How do you manage adulting?
Oh,
We have
managing adulting.
Yeah.
Working out is so important. If I don't do some kind of physical activity every single day, I will not sleep well, and I get these like weird chest sweats, and I will like completely drench my sheets. It's really weird. I've spoken to doctors about it. It's totally fine. Well, it's not fine because it's a real pain in the ass. But anyway, but so there's that, and then so working out is important. And recently, like I can't stress enough. And I hated on people who like preached the gospel of meditation, but I finally understand now. Little plug for Headspace, so important. I'm at 10 minutes now. It's changed my life. I do it in the morning and I do it at night. And it's just like a little, I'm a lot calmer. I've been calmer these past 3 weeks.
Your hands are freezing.
I'm very cold.
Very, very cold.
Well, you guys mentioned Kansas City, and we know that you're filming season 3 of
The
Cry
opposite of
there.
that.
Yeah, so excited. So what's it been like filming there?
Awesome. I love Kansas City. I think it's beautiful. Before I went there, I was like, oh, this is going to be, it's going to probably be out in the sticks. It's a lovely little downtown. The people are so nice.
Yeah.
I love it. What do you think of it?
Brief interruption. I love your t-shirt.
I know.
Oh,
I was gonna not
Yes.
comment, but I do.
Did you
love
know
it.
that the monologue by the fireplace was actually, what did you see? Did you see My Own Private Idaho? It's fine. You need to watch it. There's a very famous monologue where River basically declares his love, and it was actually shot on a stage of a scene in a black box and not actually in front of a fireplace.
Wow.
Anyway, back to the question. What's really different about season 3 is that when we were in Atlanta, there was something kind of like nice and freeing in terms of like nobody knew about the show and there was a generation of people who never experienced it, so it was really new and fresh. And with this, with this season, there's this excitement and this like energy. Like one of the main buildings in Kansas City actually has like gay pride colors out since we've arrived, and they've kept them there. Like to see a city welcome you with such open arms. We got a video from the mayor.
Yeah.
Like they had this whole like reception for us.
I was like, do
Oh
not cry
no.
here.
I just
Do
got
not cry here.
But everyone's been so freaking welcoming and like open arms, and like whenever we need help from the community in terms of like reaching out to businesses and figuring out like where we want to take our heroes, the people who we help every week. They've been just, it's been really amazing.
It's actually nice watching him because he gets to go to the restaurants that he loves, and it's not an issue anymore because they've been so welcoming. So yeah, that is actually a lovely part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you keep in touch with people that you've helped in previous seasons? Like I'm a big fan of Mama Tammy, and I just want to know, how is she doing?
Love. Great.
She's doing speaking engagement.
Oh, really? Oh my God! I would
She
totally
was
go
so
see Mom.
badass,
deserves-
though. She's
I
so
know.
wise. Like,
That
such good
inspiring
advice.
speech
Yeah.
at the end, I was crying. I was full on tears into that
Yeah.
episode. It was such a. Oh,
Yeah, that-
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no one else was crying.
We keep in touch with most of the people. Or if anybody's on Instagram or on Twitter, they are able to keep in contact with us regularly. So yeah, they've been wonderful.
Neil's in touch a lot. A lot of
A lot.
videos of Forever, his delightful dog.
Yeah. Here's the thing: when I know it just might seem like a TV show, but we spend a whole week with them, and it's a really intense week.
Right.
It's hard to just switch off and think, okay, I'm never going to talk to you again. They almost seem dependent on us just checking in every now and then.
That's so cool.
Yeah, if I were one of them, I'd be like, okay, it's my first day without the Fab Five. How do I get dressed now? You know what I
Adulting
mean?
is hard.
Yeah, I
We're gonna start leaving those in the closet, in the kitchen, in the
know.
living room. Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Depending on who they are, working in a different box. Yeah, they say that the first few, our producers tell us what it's like for the person a few days afterwards, and they say the first few days are always really hard for the guy.
Right.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
What would be your dream city to do Queer Eye in?
Mine's England, somewhere in England. I mean,
Ooh.
I know it's not,
Not
city,
a city.
but I know I was going to say I was going to say London, but I wouldn't do it in London. I would do it somewhere up north, maybe Manchester.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would definitely love to go back. So my family's from Poland. I was the first one born outside of the country. I'd love to go to like one of the more conservative cities. There's a lot going on right there right now where there's kind of like going back to a certain very conservative way of life. And I'd love to, yeah.
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 Going
Keeping it
international.
general, but
Yeah, I'd love the
I feel like they need
international
they need a lot of like love and attention right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places.
I'm
to
sure
go.
Queer Eye International will
Do well.
have
And
it
off the
really
show,
well.
Anthony, you're opening a restaurant where the Village Inn used to be,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
Need an Excedrin.
I can only imagine.
So I'm really excited. I'm writing. This isn't a plug also for my cookbook, but I guess it is because I just said it is. I have a cookbook that's very decadent and very like super French, and like kind of over the top and very comforting. And the restaurant is really a reflection of what I'm like what we're like Monday to Friday, of the type of food that you want to have after you work out.
Right.
But I'm also very sensitive to like gimmicky food, anything that's too much one thing, that's too Atkins, that's too, people subscribe to one diet and it's not sustainable, and then they just like forget it, and then they
Right.
go into a carb sugar coma.
new
So
to that.
I have like a menu that's very like, vegan, it covers all of the bases from keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, but it's all like really feel-good food, and it's the Village Den, which was this iconic diner that we
Yeah.
all know and love,
Yes.
which is like a lost art. It's like bookstores, Shakespeare & Co. right next door here, which closed down so sadly, one of my favorite spots. So I wanted to like make an homage to the old diner by using, we're recreating 1950s American classic dinners. Like, you know those
Yes.
Swanson type like meatloaf with like the mashed potatoes. So we have like fish sticks and macadamia nut crusts that are baked instead with a mint and cheesy pea mash, organic turkey meatloaf, Scotch egg
So good.
with like organic chicken. And so it's kind of like a fun play on that.
He
but
gets
it's all, like,
excited when he
comforting.
talks
Yeah,
about
I
food.
get excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next time we have to have you back and bring some food.
Yes.
Done. And you know who I'm gonna bring?
Who?
Who you guys interviewed recently, Rima.
Yes, we
my
love
best
Rima.
friend in the world.
Yes.
Love Rima.
We loved that.
Yeah.
After you.
Oh,
Sorry.
Such a burn. That was like taking a bullet.
While
off
he
the-
was holding your hand.
While holding your hand just completely annihilated you.
Like, now he was
We
like,
love
and my
Reeves as well."
best friend, Rima.
Not tan.
You asshole. Wait,
It's fine.
You're good.
You're good.
No,
You're good.
Gersh,
Do you mind if we just headline this? Tan calls Antoni an asshole.
you hated him all along.
No.
Distrust.
I feel like I was on an unofficial episode of Queer Eye. I don't think you remember this, but I'm going to jog your memory. I ran into you on the street.
Me personally?
Yes, you
Oh
personally.
my gosh,
And
please tell me I was ready for
we
that.
have, we have a
total
photo.
dick?
Look, there's my photo.
Oh my gosh,
Okay, I ran into you. You were like, I look gross. I just came off an airplane. And I was like, you look fabulous.
I remember that day distinctly. I had just gotten off a 7-hour flight.
Yes, and I said to you, that night I'm going to meet my girlfriend's parents, and I'm really nervous because let's just say...
Oh my god, I remember you!
You're
Oh my
lying.
god, I remember you!
Because I said I'm going to meet my
Yes!
girlfriend's parents, and I said, they've been hesitant
Yes,
for lack
I
of a better
remember
word,
you
to meet
so
me.
well.
And on the show,
Why?
I know, it's so cute. And I was like, you know, the show, like, it makes everything always has a pretty ending.
All right, no, wait, how did it go?
And I said,
Get
I'm
away.
nervous. And I met them, and it's good so far. Yeah.
Yay, I do remember you. My
Yes.
God, I do remember.
And you were the most encouraging. You were so sweet, and it was so amazing.
I
It
love
was so
that.
great. So thank you.
You're so welcome. Oh my God, I do remember. Yeah.
Well, obviously, the work you guys are doing on the show is happening in real life, so it was just such a pleasure for us to get to hang out with you today, guys.
Thank
Give it up
you.
for Tan and Antoni.
Thank you for Thank you.
And you can learn more about their Excedrin partnership and their limited edition pain relievers at Excedrin.com. And season 2 of Queer Eye is currently available on Netflix, so go check it out if you haven't already.
And you get free Excedrin when you go, just to be clear. Like,
Yes.
you go to the website and you get free Excedrin.
Oh.
I'll just take this
I
one.
love a freebie. These are for you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. Thank
Stay
you.
there just 1 second,
Yeah.
because while I read this. Attention, Bachelor Nation. Colton Underwood has just been named the next star of ABC's hit reality dating show, The Bachelor. Colton was a contestant on the last season of The Bachelorette, starring Becca Kufrin. He also made an appearance on this season's Bachelor in Paradise, where he just broke up with fellow castmate Tia Booth. Colton revealed his new Bachelor title on ABC's Good Morning America. Let's take a look at his journey.
My name's Colton.
Colton made it to the final 4 of Becca's season of The Bachelorette, setting himself apart from the others, declaring that he's a virgin.
I still am. I am a virgin.
Really?
Yeah.
And this Bachelor's not afraid to show his softer side. But he's also a man who holds his own.
If you have a problem with me saying something about you dating Tia, then you shouldn't have dated Tia.
First off, you're making assumptions that are wrong. So before you know facts...
That's what I'm saying, we should go...
No, you should just shut up. We shouldn't go anywhere.
After The Bachelorette and The Bachelor in Paradise, will a third try for love be the charm?
Oh, Colton.
Colton!
Oh, Colton.
Well,
Wait, first, did you guys watch The Bachelorette?
no.
No, all right. Well,
I
cool,
think,
it's a really popular show still, I guess.
It's the boring season ever, I guess.
I'm a little bit nervous about them. I mean, okay, so Colton was one of those characters because they're fake to me, was so heavily in the spotlight, and I'm a little nervous about them just exploiting the fact that he is a virgin.
Yeah.
That to me feels really distasteful. I understand that he's a virgin, and that's like really weird. No, I understand that he's a virgin, and that's something that it's curious.
Well,
people want to talk about it, but I don't know how I feel about them just making the whole plot line about the fact that he's a virgin. Like,
Right.
Well, that's definitely what the headlines are and what
Yeah.
it's becoming. So, I don't watch The Bachelor a lot. It's not my reality cup of tea. But I kind of felt like I'm surprised, he's a little bit oversaturated. He's been on now 2 of the spinoffs, so to make him the Bachelor, I was a little bit surprised, but I kind of get it, mostly because he is a virgin. He's this former football star, very charitable, kind of all-American guy, but he's a virgin, so let's exploit that, because this person he's going to propose to most likely is who he's losing his virginity to, you know?
You mentioned he was on The Bachelorette, then he was on Bachelor Paradise, and now he's doing The Bachelor.
Yeah.
And Nick Viall was the last guy to do that. He did all 3 shows. So they do take these guys who are constantly making headlines that people seem interested in. They do cast them. The thing about Colton is that he's just so basic. He's just kind of boring. Like, he doesn't bring anything. And I don't know, we tried that with Ari.
Yeah.
They're too normal, too pleasant. It's not that
Another
fun to
white guy
watch.
is a Bachelor. We've
Yeah,
had
so
45
I have
of them.
nothing against Colton. I think he's a really amazing guy. I just think for ratings, it's not the best call because he's so kind of
Honestly,
normal.
That's how I kind of felt about Becca, though. Like,
Yeah,
I was
too
like,
normal.
Becca's like normal. Like, it was just like, okay.
Yeah, I think
You
this
know?
franchise is struggling, and I think they're trying to be like, we need something new. What is there? A white virgin.
Yeah.
Like, I think they are in the box, and they're stuck, and they
Yeah.
need to, like, figure out a new formula, because it's been a lot of seasons. They haven't really shaken it up.
Well, yeah, wait
We're
till they
all
discover
kinda
a man of color
All
to
right.
be the Bachelor,
Well,
right?
but
I mean,
they
it's
tried,
huge.
Rachel, they tried a woman of color, and the ratings went down that season because, unfortunately, America doesn't really want to see a black woman dating. So I think they are playing it safe for ratings for money. This is about money, and I think he will bring in the ratings, but it's just less interesting to me as somebody who's watched the show for, like, every season. I love the franchise.
Yeah.
I wish they would shake it up.
And question,
course.
because you guys watch. Do you want your Bachelorette to be someone who's more like a kind of loose cannon, kind of more exciting, or is that more for the contestants? I'm calling them contestants. I don't know what
Yeah.
they do, but like, are they the ones that are like the Real Housewives, kind of like that are going to be the, you know what I mean?
That's a good question.
So maybe he should be kind of blah because you don't want that from him.
Well, the fact that he's normal would like facilitate normal. The fact that he is like less of a loose cannon facilitates maybe the chance of more stable relationships. However, my favorite season was Juan Pablo, and he was a mess. So you know, like that's really fun to watch.
It's not even that they have to be a mess, it's that they have to be kind of like funny. Do you remember Caitlyn? Like she was just funny and witty and just like a personality.
I think someone worth competing for.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard. You're like with a bunch of like other people and you're like, do I really want to be with this guy? He seems so like cardboard box.
Yeah.
Well, he has a charity, which is nice for cystic fibrosis. I'm trying to think, he's only 26.
Yeah, he's young.
It seems kind of young. And also the fact that he's, I guess, dated 2 other women, Tia and then Becca. So I guess it's kind of a like whole, will he finally find love?
It's interesting. Would you guys ever go on a show like this? The more we're talking about it, I'm like, who chooses to do this? Like he's been on 3 of these shows now.
I think it would be fun if you didn't take it like
So serious.
seriously.
Yes.
Like if it would be fun if you went on and didn't care. That would be really fun.
But the thing is like the moment you get on one of these shows, you're just completely like alienated. So immediately it becomes the biggest deal ever. So even if you go in being like, I don't give a fuck, I don't care, I'm just going in for fun. The producers are gonna pull you aside and they're gonna be like, there are cameras here. Your reputation is on the line. That person disrespected you. And they get in your head and you're like, oh my God. I need to confront Angela. She said my hair looks weird. And you're like, this isn't who I am.
You don't have a phone, you're not watching TV, you're not reading the news, so all you have is just a producer whispering in your ear being like, get her.
And alcohol.
So
That's
evil.
all you have.
They also cast people that are going to cause conflict.
Right.
They also cast people you're not going to be compatible with.
Yeah,
so they make it harder.
Imagine if us were trapped in a house, we had no connection to the outside world, no one knew what's going on, just alcohol and cameras. I think by the end we'd be killing each other.
Shannon would murder me.
I would not. I would be the last one to murder. Everybody would be like, Shannon's gonna murder. But it's like, I talk about murder so much.
No, if anyone watches the show, they know that I would be the murderer.
You would be the real murderer. And I'd be like,
cute,
murder me. And I'd be like, yeah, she stabbed me. It feels so good.
Yeah.
That's our season of The Bachelor. Get ready for that, guys.
Super entertaining.
I do want to go to an escape room with you guys and like just actually not ever escape and just get trapped in there.
But see who cracks first. Who's like, I can't do this.
I would crack first, 100%. I would be like breaking down in the corner.
I picture you passing. I picture Allie like screaming at me. I'm crying. Shannon's laughing and spinning around.
Yeah, I imagine that.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Oh, we should do that and film it for the show.
Down.
Yes. Well, rapper Nicki Minaj dished on love, relationships, and sex on the season 16 premiere of The Ellen DeGeneres Show. On her bedroom demands, the self-proclaimed queen of rap said, quote, if you have someone that you don't see on a regular basis, if you see them once or twice a week, then 3 times a night. Oh my God.
I'm exhausted.
I think she's talking about having sex 3 times a night.
That's too much,
That's
Nikki.
crazy.
You can't say things like that, Nikki. Be a lady.
That's wild.
The caveat is if she only sees a guy once or twice a week. But what was funny, because she kind of gives these like parameters where she doesn't like too much foreplay because she doesn't have time for that.
Yeah.
Does not like cuddling afterward, make her a sandwich, go make her food afterwards. So I loved it. I loved hearing like just Nicki Minaj a woman being like, this is what I want.
Right.
Women demand what you want. It was a very like empowering Nicki interview, but it was about sex people were talking about.
She also said she needed 30 minutes between each lovemaking session.
Right.
Yeah.
I think they call that a refractory period. That's the scientific term.
Women have no refractory period.
I know, but she apparently needs one.
Well, or
No,
she's giving. I think she's giving
her partner.
Oh,
she's
she's giving him
said
one.
She's giving
only
the men.
30 minutes.
Oh, okay. I get it now. I get sex.
30 minutes. I mean, that's sometimes that's not enough time, you know. 30 minutes.
I understand.
Now I understand. That's been my problem. No, I mean, Nicki, she's just so extra right now, but I love her. I mean, her album came out. She's all over the place. She's doing this huge press push, so she's making waves. And her album was like good.
Well, speaking of the album, she got really mad at Travis Scott because if you all know of the feud that happened, that Nicki debuted at number 2 at the Billboard Hot 200, or Travis Scott debuted at number 1, and Nicki said it was unfair that Kylie Jenner used her stardom to basically just promote her boyfriend, husband, whatever. And
Get
Nicki,
the fuck out of here. That is not unfair.
and
I think that's such a weird way to take it. Unfair. Like, what do you mean? It's promo. You just say, like, it would be weird if Kylie didn't support Travis Scott's
Right.
album, I'd be like, something is up. Does she hate him? She
Right.
doesn't like her baby anymore. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be weird. Wouldn't you always just be like,
Of
yes, listen
course.
to the album? It's not like she like went into people's homes and like plugged it into their ears.
Yeah, maybe it sucks for you, but it's not unfair. You know what I mean?
Sorry, you're less relevant? I don't
Like,
know.
sorry, Nicki. Sorry. No,
Well,
she's
even at
still
the
pretty
VMAs,
relevant.
Kylie got like vilified for not smiling during his entire performance. So she has to speak
I
out
saw
and
her.
support
She was
him.
like,
yeah, like she was just like enjoying the beats.
Yeah.
But that wasn't enough for people.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not like she like bought like illegal downloads or whatever,
Right.
and like with her lipstick money or something like
Yeah.
that. I mean, yeah, I think
That
this is-
lipstick money.
And also what's so interesting about this is like these charts do not matter anymore. We are not in the 90s or the 80s where like Thriller would come out or whatever and it's a gigantic thing and 10 million copies are sold and this is what makes it career. No one cares about these lists anymore. It's irrelevant because it's like, oh, it's streaming. So it's like,
Yeah.
it could be 10 people streaming it 1 million times on repeat or whatever. Who gives a shit? So the fact that she's like so mad about it is like, it's beneath Nicki Minaj. She doesn't need to
Yeah.
care.
Oh my
That's
God.
sort of her brand,
Yeah.
though. She like
beneath
creates beef with a
Nicki.
lot of people. Like it just sort of feeds into her promoting her own album.
Right.
Yeah.
Really. So I think she's the best at like stirring up some
But
shit.
she's just so talented. I'm not gonna tell Nicki Minaj what she needs to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't at me.
You already did.
I know, I kind of
Just
did.
for the record.
But she's just so talented. I just don't think she needs to bother herself with this.
That's fair.
It's my,
Yeah.
my
Well, you guys, nobody's safe on the gram anymore, not even your favorite celebrities. An Instagram account known as Celeb Face is exposing stars who edit their photos. The account features then and now comparisons of celebs, extreme close-ups, and shows how they'll further edit their already edited photos. I've followed this account for a while now.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, I just found out about it.
Oh, yeah, late to the game.
Yeah.
It's funny, the audience is so quiet. It's so hard for me to not talk about it. Celeb Face, I've been following the app. This doesn't surprise me. I think it just goes to show you that like, even their like perfectly photoshopped, amazing photos, they still think need touching up. Whereas like if I was on the cover of a magazine and someone edited, I'd be like posting it everywhere. But like you become so, you lose touch with what's going on.
Yeah, it's probably hard. And the creator of this site, it sounds sort of mean, but she said, this is not a page for hate. This is a page for people who use Instagram every day and think celebrities are perfect.
Right.
So she's sort of saying that, but at the same time, it is sort of like trolling these people.
Yeah, it's like hard to show people the truth though in a way that she does. I believe that.
Yeah, I
though.
do too.
believe the intention isn't malicious and it's just to show like young women or whoever it is looking at these photos all the time that like, listen, this isn't real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is important for people who look at photos of themselves and literally want to die, AKA me. Like, when I look at my photos, I'm like so angry because I'm comparing myself to, even though I know all these images are Photoshopped, it's just so hard because it's what you
You're
see
so
most of the
beautiful.
time.
You're super beautiful.
know.
Thank you,
You
but
are
it's
beautiful.
like, it's so hard
Look,
when
now
you see
we're
photos
tuning
of
in
yourself. Look at us. Oh, your hands are cold. No, but it's a bummer. Like when I first downloaded Instagram, I feel like I was more confident, and then after a while, I was like, why do I feel like I kind of hate myself now? And it's because you see like everyone so like airbrushed,
Right.
and it's just impossible. Like I know they're airbrushed, but it's still, I don't know why it gets to me.
Well, like these apps we created, like Facetune or whatever. My younger
Yeah.
brother is like an exceptional pro at it, and I had never done it before. I remember over Christmas break, there was this family photo, and I had my shirt off at the beach, and he's like, "Lucas, look at the before and look at the after." I'm like, "Oh my god!" He gave me abs. I was tanner. I was like, "Oh my god, I lost 10 pounds. Like this is why people do it. It's incredible." But then I felt bad about myself.
Yeah.
My favorite things.
But I posted the one with the Facetune.
Yeah.
Did you?
Of course, yeah, I did.
My favorite thing though is when celebrities call out the photoshopping. I remember Kerry Washington, I think she's done it twice, where she was on the cover of a magazine and they actually lightened her skin.
Yeah.
And she took to her Instagram to post the original to be like, this is my skin color, I'm proud of it, you don't need to make me lighter, that was wrong of you. So I think we need more celebrities to speak up and speak out about this stuff, because I'm sure it's hard for them, you know?
Yeah, slap it.
Yeah,
100%.
for sure.
Yeah,
They
totally agree.
used to do that to Beyonce
Yeah.
back in the day before, she had ultimate control over all her magazine covers. They lightened her skin too.
I love when celebs call out
I do too.
magazines and stuff for doing that shit. That's so real and
Yeah,
honest.
because a lot of those magazines don't even like talk to them about it. They just like slim them up, and they're like, I don't feel bad about my body.
Right.
Like, I remember that happened to the girls from Riverdale recently, where their waist looked so gross. It was just like this little tiny thing, and they didn't tell them about that at all. And then they had to go on this like huge rampage about it and like be angry at the magazine, which I was like, good, because all their fans are teens, and it's gross.
Yeah, and sometimes they edit the photos so much that like you could see on Instagram when the photo's been edited, like the background will be like curvy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like this stuff like lends itself to mistakes. Like I remember on the Vanity Fair cover with like Oprah. Oprah had like 3 hands. You guys are knowing that. I think we even have a photo of that. But Oprah, see, she has 3 hands there. And then I think
which is not
Reese
the
also has a
Witherspoon has
triple
like
leg.
a couple legs.
Right.
Yeah, which this is actually wasn't Photoshop. This is how these women look, and this is the first time we're seeing it.
Yeah, it actually explains a lot. Oprah has 3 hands.
That's how she gets so much done.
Yeah. We were like all rushing.
But in this defense, I think this is one of them where like not all the women were together. So like Nicole Kidman would like pose separately and had to edit her in. So there's probably a lot of
It's still a sloppy job.
Still,
Like, you're being so
they only have 3 limbs.
Yeah.
Amazing to think that so many people looked at this and approved it.
Yeah.
And how many people had to say, yep, this is perfect, and no one caught on to that?
So weird.
It's amazing.
But don't you wish we used Photoshop for cooler stuff like that? Like, I'm gonna add some extra eyes instead of being like, I'm gonna fit whatever the patriarchy makes me look like.
Well,
I'm gonna put a
speaking of which, the best
cool-ass clit on my
Photoshop
face or
ever was
something.
when someone, I don't know which magazine, did a late night in TV. It was all the white guys. Samantha Bee photoshopped herself as a unicorn with laser beams coming out. That was a great Photoshop.
That's perfect Photoshop use.
Samantha Bee knows how to do it.
Absolutely, I love it.
Well, that is all from us today, you guys. We will see you tomorrow, same time, same table. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye,
guys.
Excedrin.
Bye, Excedrin.